Hello, my wonderful Leos, and welcome back to Vovo Drag Tarot. So, I made it through my first month of online readings, can you believe it? So that was May, we're now in June. So I'm doing the second batch now, and lucky you, I'm up to Leo. So, this is a general reading. If Leo is your sun, moon, or rising, this reading is for you. And take what messages resonate, because there'll be a lot of things coming out for anyone who might be watching on, so not every story might fit. So just take what matches and just leave the rest for someone else in the Leo collective. I am a drag artist based in Sydney, Australia, in Sydney's inner west. You can often find me Newtown, Erskineville, Enmore, and occasionally Oxford Street. So if you've watched my videos before, you might remember the previous reading I did for you was called You Worked Bloody Hard. Was it worth it, or did it pay off? So if you haven't seen... My cat's just knocking things off the shelf. I think she's a little bored and keyed up. Perhaps you're a little bored and keyed up. Perhaps that's the energy that's coming through. But yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, if you're on the lookout for some more Leo drag tarot videos, check out the previous reading I did for you. Otherwise, if you've seen it already, let's see how things have progressed in the last month, now that we're in June. I'm doing this reading on the full moon in Capricorn. I'm not an astrologer, so I don't know what that means. But it means there's some energies going on. If you're, into that sort of thing or curious, look it up. If you know how it's going to affect and influence it, just drop it in the comments below. Let everyone know. I should have looked it up before I started this reading. I'll look it up afterwards. Today I'm going to do a Celtic cross. So we're going to look at your current situation, immediate past, what's coming up in the immediate future. We'll also look at the cross energy, which might be a current problem, challenge, or situation you might be facing. We'll look at what you're aware of about this situation. We'll look at what you don't see coming. And then we'll look at some general advice, external factors, hopes and fears, and most likely outcome. Now, I do look at what's coming ahead in the future and the most likely outcome. But remember, you do have free will. You are here to, co-construct the world along with the divine. We are divine beings having a human experience. Or are we humans having a divine experience? One or the other. But, you are the author of your own fate. So you do have free will. Just take this reading as a chance for you to perhaps have a bit more clarity and insight about your situation. All right, let's give it one more shuffle. Sorry, that was a long intro. Let's just... I should have gotten to the point a bit faster, but here we go. So your current situation, we've got the tower inverted. Oh my God. Okay, so usually the tower has to do with some external surprise just popping up in your life. And it usually dismantles some foundation in your life. So there might be something that you've come to take for granted, in a good way, as we should take things for granted. I take for granted that, I'll be able to go to work tomorrow, earn some money, and it'll be in the bank. So it might be that something that was stable for you, that you took for granted, has suddenly shifted or changed, and it might have been something that you didn't see coming or was out of your hands. Now, the fact it's upside down can mean two things. It may mean that you avoided a tower moment. So you might have seen the signs that something was about to happen, and you were very astute and perceptive, and you could see it coming, and so you took steps to prepare for it or change your situation so that it wasn't a big shock or a big crisis. Inverted could also mean that it's in the past, that you're coming out of a catastrophe, or it's not always a catastrophe. I mean, towers are a good thing. You know, if life always stayed the same, we'd never have the opportunity for growth or to try new things. So, you know, towers bring new opportunities with them. So yeah, inverted, it might mean that this has already happened and you're kind of on the other side of it. Let's draw a few more cards, and that'll probably give us a bit more clarity and context for this. So, your immediate past, we've got Temperance. Interesting. So, Temperance is, well, it's about a few things. It's about balance. So, it might have been that you had a lot going on in your life and you were doing a lot of juggling work to try and create balance in your life. And, you know, it's not good for us to just throw all our energy into one thing. Like, if we just focus on work, our social life is going to suffer. If we just focus on family life, then, you know, we might not be progressing our hobbies and careers and things. So temperance can be about mixing things together to create, you know, a wonderful blend of alchemy and balance. It can also be that when you bring things together, it creates something greater than the sum of the parts. So it's, you know, a card of, it's also a card of manifestation. So this is what you were doing in the past. So it sounds like before this tower moment, perhaps you had everything was in order. You know, you knew where you were putting your energy. There was a great balance, and maybe you were very happy with your life and the way things were playing out. Okay. Let's look at what's coming up for you. So in the immediate future, the Hanged Man. Okay. Well, it seems this tower moment, whether it's, you know, come to pass or it was something that you saw coming that made a quick change so that it wasn't such, you know, didn't have such a big influence. It seems it's put you in a place where you're a bit stuck. The good thing though, even though you might feel that you're not quite sure how to move forward, or you feel you can't move forward, you know, but the good thing about the Hanged Man is, you know, you can see here, he's hanging upside down. Also, fun fact, he's hanging on the Tree of Life. So, you know, being able to see things from a completely different perspective may give you very different insights. And the fact that it's connected to the Tree of Life, it means that it's definitely an opportunity for growth. So, you know, this might have been a bit of a jarring experience for you, going from this wonderful place of alchemy where everything in your life was flowing and you felt that everything was in the right place and you're very content. Then there was some sort of upheaval that threw things out of balance. And it looks like you're now here in the aftermath, just thinking, okay, well, what do I do now? However, as painful as it is, this moment of pause might give you a chance to look back at what's happened. So, why did this tower moment happen? What fell apart? Why did it fall apart? And what is that revealing to you? You know, you might have thought everything was perfect back here. But, you know, nothing's perfect. Everything's perfect in its imperfectness. And maybe you were too content. Maybe you were too stable. Maybe you were limiting yourself. Maybe it was time for a change, for you to mix it up. If you pardon the pun, with the angel pouring the cups together. Mix it up, try something new, chance for growth, expand your horizons, see things from a different perspective. All right, so let's look at the cross energy, which is the problem or challenge you might be facing at the moment. And we've got, oh, the Queen of Wands. Interesting. So the wands are all about, I suppose, your personal power and manifesting. So the Queen of Wands is very charismatic, can walk into a room, read the room, has a lot of presence, is very charismatic, very gregarious, but she knows how to bring about what she wants and what she imagines. So perhaps if things fell apart, it's created a bit of a vacuum where it's now forcing you to be a little bit more outgoing and to bring, call into your reality what you can envision and imagine for what comes next after this Tower moment. And, she's very, very social, very charismatic. So it might be that you're being called to, I suppose, engage with your connections, maybe family, maybe work, maybe social, maybe part of you rebuilding your life and bringing things back together is about doing it in a social context and through those connections. And that's the challenge you're facing at the moment, which may mean when things were stable, perhaps everything was on set and forget. You didn't have to come up with any plans or schedules. You didn't have to create anything new. Everything was just running smoothly. But you're now being called to rebuild, recreate what comes next. Okay, let's see what you're aware of in this situation. And we have the Ace of Cups. Okay, so the Aces are all about new beginnings. And they're often something that comes in. You can see here this hand is popping out of the clouds, so it's just something that's coming in from the universe. So the universe giving you some new direction or opportunity or inspiration. And so cups are all about the emotional realm. So it may be that there's a new opportunity coming in that is going to give you some new emotional fulfillment. And I was just talking then about how social the Queen of Wands is. So perhaps this is some new connection, some new context, some new group of people, but it's going to be something that gives you a sense of emotional fulfillment. And, back here when things were stable and everything was on set and forget, perhaps you were a bit blinkered and weren't open to new opportunities coming in. Perhaps this is going to be something that's different, new, or challenges you, or expands your horizon. And perhaps you just weren't open to receiving it or open to seeing it, if that makes sense. But this is it. This card's sitting in your consciousness, what you're aware of. So perhaps whilst you've been in this hangman state and had a chance to reflect on things, questioning and asking, well, why did everything have to change? Why did everything have to fall apart? And then perhaps this opportunity's come in and you're like, oh, okay, I never would have thought of this. I never would have chosen to go in that direction and pursue this opportunity. But here it is, out of the rubble of the tower, this is what you found. That's pretty cool. All right. Let's see what you're unaware of. And we've got... Okay, so we've got the Ten of Pentacles. Brilliant. So at the moment, maybe you're still sitting in this hangman position thinking, oh, how are things going to move ahead? Perhaps you've seen this new opportunity and you're like, oh, that could be really a really fulfilling, really amazing opportunity. And then what you don't see is that it's got this Ten of Pentacles energy about it, so perhaps this reading has to do with a work situation. Pentacles are all about the material world, so often about finances, wealth, but it can also be possessions, very much your time and energy. So, what you put your hand to and what return you get out of it. So 10 of Pentacles, that's the best pentacles in the deck. So, going from the Ace of Cups, which is perhaps just, just a little flourish of inspiration, like, oh, that might be an interesting path to take. Well, it looks like it's going to lead to, full-blown abundance. So, if this isn't your job, maybe you had this idea. It's like, oh, I never thought of doing that role. With this tower, maybe you got made redundant. Maybe your company, shut down overnight. But then out of it, just this new idea of a different career path popped out, and you're like, oh, I never thought of that. Maybe I'll give that a go. And it looks like if you do follow that inspiration and follow what sort of, makes your heart, come alive, it looks like that's going to lead you to, a quite successful career path. So this feels like a career reading. I'm gonna say that, particularly since we've got the Queen of Wands. So, in workplaces, in career, you often have to hustle. You have to sell yourself. If you're going to a job interview, you have to, bring your best self and convince people that you are the right person for the role and you will bring amazing value to the company. So that's very much this Queen of Wands energy. All right, so I'm going to call it's a career reading. Okay, let's look at your advice. And we've got the Queen of Swords upside down. Okay. Okay, so we've got two queens here. So, like I said, the Queen of Wands is very charismatic, a very smooth talker. Walks into the room, everyone loves her. Queen of Swords, she's very astute. She sees very clearly and, will say the truth, upright for everyone's benefit. She'll say her truth. She'll say things that's for the benefit of everyone in the room. Upside down, how do I put this? She might be a bit ruthless. She might be a bit cutting. She might say things that might be true, but not delivered in the best way. So your advice here, and perhaps this is on the back of the Tower moment and the Hangman energy. Perhaps you're feeling a bit raw about what went down and you're feeling a bit frustrated that you're a bit stuck, a bit frustrated that, your wonderful life of balance got thrown out of order. So I suppose here with the inverted Queen of Wands, be careful not to bring that that negative energy into this new opportunity. So if you're a bit, if your nose is out of joint, if you're a bit frustrated, if you've got a strong opinion about this Tower moment that happened, it might not be the best choice to vent that into this new situation. Definitely vent to the right people. Call up your best friend, your mum, whatever. Vent to them, but just try to go in with openness and, the best intentions to this new opportunity. Sorry if that was too harsh. I'm just reading the cards. So it's definitely not saying don't speak your truth. It's just saying make sure you do it in the right way to the right people healthily. Okay? All right. External factors. We've got, Six of Pentacles upside down. Okay. Six of Pentacles, where's my camera? It's on that side this time. Okay. Six of Pentacles upright is all about generosity. So, you can see here this person is sharing what they have, sharing their abundance. So it was upside down, which means, and it was in the external factors. So it might mean at this time you have to not be stingy and not be ruthless, but just be careful of where you put your energy. You're going through a time now where you've had some instability and people might be calling on you to put energy into them or money or resources or whatever it might be. So this is probably more just suggesting, you know, watch your own resources. It can even be emotional resources. Just be careful of what capacity you have and what you're giving out, because now might not be the time for you to be generous. And, you know, everyone likes to be generous. You probably like sharing what you have with your friends and also giving your best in a workplace. But now just know your capacity and don't feel bad about it. If you can't give in a situation, that's okay. Just be polite. Just say, I'm sorry, I don't have capacity right now. And that's okay. My cat. I'm just going to let her out 1 second. Of course, I'm recording. Go. Okay, we're back. Okay, where were we? Hopes and fears. Okay. We've got, King of Pentacles. Yep, this is definitely a career reading. Definitely about your stability and, you know, sense of security here walking the earth. You're looking to... So the King of Pentacles, I mean, you know, we already had this here. The Ten of Pentacles is that abundance coming in. King of Pentacles, it's not just that he has the wealth and abundance, it's that he knows what to do with it, but also has the deep sense within himself of security. It's like he worked hard, everything's in order. He kind of has a vision for how to use it and take it into the future. And it's definitely a place of, what's the word I'm looking for? Let's just say stability. Yeah. So there's your hope and fear. You're looking to return to this place of stability. Well, I think that's achievable by the looks of this so far. Okay. All right. I always get anxious when we get to the final card. All right. Let's see what we've got. Most likely outcome. Again, you have free will. Oh. Okay, so the star is very much about you remembering that, like I said at the start, you're a spiritual being, a divine being having a human experience. And we all get blinkered by the daily grind. We have to earn money, we have to pay bills, we have to do laundry and housework and blah, 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 blah. And, but, you know, we're here for a reason and a purpose. We're here to have experiences. We're here to love. We're here to have connections. We're here to learn and grow and evolve and create. And, you know, it's beautiful and wonderful, as mundane and hard as it is. So the star is here to remind you that, you know, this is important, having what we need, and also being acknowledged for the work we do, but it's not the full picture. So this was inverted. So I would dare say, for a time, this is going to be important. Getting your stability back, getting to a place of security, that's going to be important. But it's not the end goal. So the star came out inverted, just as a reminder. Don't overly fixate on this material security. It's important. It's good to have it as a baseline, but it's not the be all and end all. So don't obsess. Don't make it your entire world. You know, back here, right back at the start, you had balance. This got completely thrown out, and now you're fully focused on stability in the physical world. That's good, that's great. Once you get to that level of stability, don't stop, keep going. Be expansive. Get back to finding that balance of all the areas of your life, you know, and live a full, wonderful life. Well, that's pretty awesome. How was that? I'm tempted to look at the bottom of the deck. Oh. Oh. Yeah, kind of confirms everything. It basically says you've got some decisions to make. There's going to be some hard work. You're going to be moving on. You're going to have to be conservative for a little while. You're definitely going to have to do some teamwork with the people around you to achieve your goals. But it's ultimately going to lead you back to fulfillment and happiness. You know, we've got 10 of Cups over here, 9 of Cups over here. Being grateful, being thankful for everything you've achieved and what you have around you. Not just in the physical world, but also, you know, in that emotional fulfillment realm as well. Well, I hope you liked that reading. I've said this before, I'm just starting out on YouTube, so I would love it if you subscribed or, you know, like this video, comment below. If you've got any feedback, if this resonated with you, I'd love to hear your stories and how this, you know, fits with your experience. Yeah, I'm considering doing personal readings. I haven't quite set up the structure or format for it yet. But, you know, perhaps for now, if you want, find me on Instagram. It's jonivovo.com. Send me just a direct message and maybe we can work something out if you'd like a reading. Tell you what, I'll even do free readings for now while I'm just getting started and figuring things out. Cool. All right, I'll see you next time. Bye.